All right, the last video that I just made, once I looked at it, it was just a little over 17 minutes long. So I hadn't been playing as long as I thought I had, but I have just restarted again and started my 30-minute timer. So I won't make that mistake. Well, I can't say I won't make the mistake again, but at least this particular time I did not. So here we go again, starting from where we left off. And I was talking about how the pincer movement here. Now I'm not sure why I can see that unit, but they sure as heck are. Look at them. Why can I see those? I'm only allied with the allies, not the. What is my? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why I can see those. I don't think I should be able to. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put them and Lowell. Make this the first armored. Nope. First armored corps. All right. And then we will attach the rest of these to the first armored corps. So it has 5 brigades. All right. Now the second infantry. I'm sorry that mechanized. The second Indian Head Division is going to go into the first mech to complete it for 5. Then tank destroyers. 2, 3, 4. And then what the last thing that I will put in here is the self-propelled artillery. All 6 of these corps will get to round it out, and then all 4 other, I should say 3, all 3 other mechanized corps, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th will look just like that, and then the 5th will not be mechanized, but I will attach this armored corps to the 2nd Army. That way we'll have 4 corps of mechanized and 1 corps of armor, and that left a lot of IC free, which means this will be the 2nd mechanized. So let's go ahead and make the 4th. We want 5 of these and 1 of these for the headquarters unit. So this will be the 3rd mechanized, and this will be the 4th mechanized. Alright, so that will complete the 1st Army, and the only thing they are, I'm sorry, the 2nd Army, which is mechanized with armor, and the only thing they are lacking will be the self-propelled artillery, which again was coming out in, and as soon as this turns over to 40, I can start researching that. And that gives me 18, supply transportation advance. I'm not exactly sure. I had just finished off. I'm going to go back and work on this armor, do the artillery, the anti-tank, and the armored cars. Infantry support weapons. It's not showing overreach, so we'll let it run. There's that assault ship that I've been waiting on. That's why I didn't add anything else here, because I want to be able to produce a few of these. All right, assault ships. Excellent. I usually start off with 10. And instead of moving them to the top, I'm going to move all this stuff to the bottom. Now, there are times when I actually go and prioritize these, like the ones that are almost full or almost completed. I'd move them to the top. That way they come out faster. But I'm not particularly interested in that at this time. I do want the upgrades and the reinforcements to run. And that, of course, will be all the technology on the armored units and the mechanized units that just came out. And it looks like I have excess. I'm gonna put that in officers, that 0.68, because my officer ratio is really taking a beating. coast. Alright, I'm still wanting to follow this. And the Brits did successfully take back the island here, which is to be expected with their control of the oceans. I guess it's because I am in the Allies now. I can see. I'm wondering if the Brits had sent a strategic bombing raid up here, maybe, and that's why I can see this. It could just be intercepts. I'm not entirely sure, but they're certainly going to take out light artillery, fighter pilot training. Okay, that will be maxed. And we'll go back to the armor tab. They're certainly going to take out Iraq. And that's interesting, because if they get harbors down here before they take out these oil producing, I don't want to give the Soviets any help. And fighter targeting focus. 2 more to work on. And that Sydney. Well, that was quick. Well, I just attacked it right away. Okay. It doesn't look. It looks like it's only 1, or maybe 2. I can't really tell, but it doesn't look like it's an extremely strong force. We have reasons to believe that someone within the government has been leaking sensitive information. There have been too many situations lately where our enemies have seemed to be a little too prepared to just be a coincidence. A preliminary investigation is already underway, but so far nothing has been found that can prove anything. I'm actually going to go with increase your efforts, because loose lips sink ships. And you know, I wasn't looking at what the consequences were, so I'm going to slow it down just a little bit, because I want to run it on speed 5 and go a couple of days with a huge descent hit. Well, I guess I can go to 4. Screw it. Okay, well, I guess there wouldn't. If there were consequences, I didn't see them. Airbase. Okay. Armed cars. It's almost, I don't think I've ever, I think maybe 3 games in my life have I had the Japanese attack Pearl Harbor. And the only one I can remember specifically was they landed on Sunset Beach and then attacked into Honolulu. They didn't try to force an invasion into Honolulu, and I thought that was pretty smart of the. The reason at the time I remember that it was pretty smart of the AI is I only had coastal fortification. I didn't have the land fort, so when they landed on Sunset Beach and then attacked me from the side, I had no protection. And I remember in that game I actually lost Honolulu, but I was able to bring over, I had some Marines sitting here that I hadn't brought over to Honolulu yet, so I was able to bring them over and take them back really quickly. Time I'd ever lost Hawaii, it scared the bejeebus out of me, I can tell you that. And we're looking pretty here with all of these stats. I want to certainly raise that officer ratio soon, but wait, I didn't see a pop-up for Moscow fallen. And look where they moved their capital. It's fixing to fall again. See, normally their capital, I see it moved over here somewhere, way back behind the front. But basically, what, they move it 10 provinces? This could be, oh, okay, they're pushing back now. I was just about to say, the Russians might be close to capitulating, which is fine with me. I don't know what it is about that one unit. Oh, look at there. Look at there. They got Finland. Is that a... Yeah, okay, so it's a puppet. No, it's an Axis member. Doesn't say anything about being a puppet. So Finland is a full-fledged Axis member. I thought that they would become a puppet of Germany, since Germany liberated them, basically. This is... I don't know what's going on here, why this is still hashed. Oh, well, I guess that answers that question. What is this one unit that I can see? I don't know what it is. Well, I said I wanted the game to be interesting. And if the Germans now turn south, oh, this could get very interesting. Actually, it could get very difficult for me. Look at this. That is a German icon right there. There's a German fleet. Where are they headed? If only I could see where they're heading to. All right, let's flesh out this first army. The 4th needs artillery all the way down. And AT. All right, that completes the 4th. Now let's look at the 5th. I need to rearrange these, don't I? All right, the 5th needs artillery, starting at the top. And 2 AT. That completes the first army. That is a complete exception of, I want to rearrange the first army so that it is the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. This really has no bearing on anything other than my sanity. And the 5th. Now what happened here was I realized when I was moving, I was discovering that I had the West Coast Theater headquarters here. I inadvertently clicked on when I was inadvertently clicked on player controlled here, and it split up everything, and I didn't realize that had happened a little while ago. But at any rate, I got the West Coast back over here. Everything looks good. And the first army is now a complete organization, which means, actually doesn't mean anything right now. There's Moscow. And I don't know why that comes so late. Medium tank reliability events. That is what I was waiting on. Okay, now I can get the self-propelled artillery, and I'm going to move it all the way to the top. Oh, please. I'm going to keep letting that armor go. Let the Brits hold on to... Look at this. They've got motorized 2. Looks like they've got a motorized core there now. Look at this. Why would... Oh, they did take it. Italy is on a roll. All they need is butter. Okay, heavy tank brigade. Not interested in building heavy tank brigades. What do we got here? Oh yeah, the Axis victory conditions. This is Navtex. Very interesting from my standpoint. I'm going to look back at industry. Yeah, industry. I think that I'm going to do nothing actually, because I've still got plenty of stuff to spend industry on. I don't have any excess. But this is, I can't believe the Brits with all their ships. And look at this. Well, I'm sorry if I keep saying look at this, but again, this is one of those rare games that things go off the rails, and to me it's very interesting. But see, now I'm starting to be concerned about a sea lion, Silo. This I need those. I need those salt ships. I want to move some forces to England. March. They're not going to come out till March of next year, which is 3 months basically. And how are the Japanese doing back here? Well, again, the Brits and their Royal Marines. I'm starting to wonder. I have seen some games. Small fuel tank. Want that. Drop tank. I've seen some games where the Brits managed to move. For whatever reason, they put 99% of their fleet in the Pacific, and I'm wondering if that's what has happened here. It looks like their submarines have taken a beating, that's for sure. I guess I can look. There's a carrier group. Destroyer flotillas. I've actually seen one game where the Brits had almost their entire fleet right here in this little size 1 port. All right, grand battle plan. That's good. What do we got left in the armor? I'm actually going to start on the light tech now because that's for mechanized. Increases the mechanized capabilities. It doesn't look like they've got too much of their navy over here in the Pacific. So I don't quite understand why they can't lock this down. What have they got here in Gibraltar? 1 destroyer flotilla. It looks like the Germans are, they're bombing the heck out of Dover. And of course, all this they've got a fleet sitting there. Where are all their? I apologize for this, but I've got to look at the. Now that I'm a member of the Allies, I can see sunk ships. United Kingdom. They've lost a lot of stuff. Well, not enough that, because it's all escorts. 1 battleship, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers. Everything else was at a battle cruiser. The Hood, well, that's to be expected, right? I don't understand where all their ships are. Sometimes they base them over here at St. John's. Is that what? Yeah, St. John's. Well, maybe maybe they moved them. I don't know where they are actually, and it just occurred to me that I could just as well look at the number of ships they have, not just what they have. Now, why do they have 40 ships? Some don't add up here. The Royal Navy should have a lot more ships than only 1 carrier. They got 5 battleships, but still, they. All right, I apologize for getting sidetracked here, but I don't really use. I know I don't really use spies, but I don't know what I want to see what they're producing or what they're researching. I don't want to do anything. I just want to put 5 spies or 10 spies there. If they don't, but the reason this is such a big topic to me is if they don't have a navy protecting the home island, because here's the deal: if me as a U.S. player allows the UK to fall to Germany, I don't have anywhere to base out of to attack into the mainland Europe. I guess conceivably I could base out of Iceland, but that would be suboptimal, to say the least. And again, I'm bouncing around the map, but I don't understand where the British ships are. They're producing, the majority of their production is ships or convoys. They're working on, it looks like they're working on nuclear, because isotope separation. And they've only got 232. Well, that's normal. I'm wondering if they perhaps lost them in the defense of Norway. But then again, you know what? I don't normally pay any attention to stats. I think I may have mentioned that in this video and or some posts on Steam, but I think that if I remember correctly, I did read one time that ships that are destroyed by aircraft do not show up as sunk ships. Only ships destroyed by other ships. And in fact, here you can see all of, well, no, that would be wrong, wouldn't it? Because here's nav. These are naval bombers. So I don't know. I really don't know. If anyone has any idea, please let me know. I have been playing the game for years, but this is the first time I've ever videoed my playing. And I'm trying to point things out to anyone who might be looking at this, and it's got me baffled, to be honest. All right, we're down to the last 8 minutes of this video. And there's those cruisers I was waiting for. And I will probably, depending on what level they are, if they're I believe they're going to be level 5 light cruisers. And if that's the case, bravo. Yeah, they're level 6. Alright, so the one I have in the Pacific is level 6. That's good. That's fine. I was thinking they were a lower level than that. And that gives me 21 extra. And we got to upgrade all of that stuff that just came out. Still have 6 operational level command, small arms, and the Japanese are sinking my convoys. Which again, is to be expected. And I realize I'm sort of taking my time here, like I said. What was that? Spearhead doctrine. I just believe. Now, I don't normally do the tank engine because I want, since I'm grouping mechanized with armored cars and putting also the armored brigades in the same with armored cars, I don't particularly like that the armor or the mechanized unit was so much speedier than tanks. So as inefficient as it may be, I usually research the armor engine up to where it matches the mechanized engine speed, but I do not research the mechanized engine speed. So chances are what I'll do is I'll not research that light tank engine at all and just keep researching the medium tank engine, because I prefer them to be the same speed. And I realize that doesn't make any sense because you want one to be faster for the breakthroughs and encirclements and all that, but not really my cup of tea for the most part. I like the cohesive front line. Now, what have I got over here as far as convoys? Where's my convoys going into Med? Or maybe they're sinking British convoys. Yeah, that's the British attacking. Armored car, excellent. I think they're attacking Greece. Athena. They are. Look at that. Now see, this is going to be an issue. Because, look, they're already being bombed. The entire German army is now free to move around as it sees fit. And I don't really see this going anywhere by the Brits. Although it is interesting because I don't recall, normally they'll land somewhere over here. And they haven't done that. Instead, they've chosen to go land in, of all places, Greece, when Italy owns the Med for the most part, with the exception of Gibraltar. So yes, to me, this is an interesting game because it's not a cookie cutter. It doesn't follow. I forgot about Iraq. It doesn't follow what most of these games are, and that's slightly predictable. Communist China, that's to be expected. Artillery advance. Blitzkrieg. I'm just watching here to see if Iraq falls before this video ends. I've got about 4.5 minutes left on the video. CAS pilot training. We do want that because again, CAS pilot training affects your CAGs. And to reiterate that, the pilot training and the ground crew training, notice it says it affects CAG morale, both of them, and CAG organization. So you do want those to continue. Although it's at 44, so I'll probably back off of it now. All right, this is that second. This is going to be the second. Yeah. Second Mechanized Corps. Second Mechanized Corps. All right, and now to the Second Mechanized Corps, I will add the rest of these. Four, five. That makes it a complete corps. Of course, again, we're waiting on the tank destroyers to be completed. Now, I'm about to start spreading out, and there's really not anything unit-wise I want to build right at this particular moment, so I'm going to add more convoys. I would typically try to have 500 convoys, so we'll add another 200 and another 100 escorts, just 10. Because it's 10 for each one. And that still leaves me 38. Oh, I know what I need to round out. We want to have a garrison, armored car, and artillery. One of those to put to that one garrison unit I have in San Francisco or San Diego. And I'm going to want several more of these for the islands. So I'll build 5 more. Actually, I'm going to want 10 of these because I have a strong suspicion I want to put one of these in Gibraltar. And I guess I'm going to have to garrison England also with. All right. The things I decide in the last 2 minutes of the video. I'm going to move all of the industry to the bottom. And the radar is not as important in Honolulu right now. Usually I'm happy with about 2 levels of radar on those islands. And the convoy is not. I'm going to move them to the bottom also, and then I'll just leave the garrison units here. Yes, this is tedious. I apologize, but it's just part of playing the game. Again, I'm just playing the game the way I find it to be fun. And I realize to some people waiting until 43 and us who haven't done anything is not fun, but look, there we go. But it's interesting to me what goes on the map. There's my self-propelled artillery. Waiting for that. Everything here is complete. Now, I'm going to throw some research into garrison, which falls under the militia tree. So I will throw in the defensiveness research, and then I will throw in toughness research. Those are only 2 I will research. And I'll also come back here to the land tab and research People's Army, because I don't know how many are aware, but that if you'll notice that also affects garrisons, their organization. The higher the organization, the longer they can hold out. And especially on islands, it really helps when your garrison can hold out long enough for you to relieve them if they're under attack. Since the Pacific has such a large area, sometimes it's... And the way I play, like I said, I've only got 1 carrier fleet and 1 surface battle fleet in the Pacific. So it's not like I have stacks of 30 ships. What? Wait a minute. I forgot all about Australia. And there goes my timer. What a cliffhanger. The Japanese just conquered Australia. Well, I guess I missed New Zealand also because they're about to get New Zealand. Well, that'll be the end of this 30-minute video, and the next one we'll pick up and see if I can clean up this mess. Although it is a mess, I enjoy this thoroughly. This is going to be a true, well, this is going to be a true test because I'm going to have to actively manage. And again, I'm not doing any of this on AI control, so I will do it all on human control. And then I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.